Hi, I'm Shahrina Husna. Today, I would like to present to you about the impact of the school leadership on teachers' motivation and performance in Kedah Private School. From this title, we can see there are three variables stated. The first one is school leadership, second one is teachers' motivation, and the third one is teachers' performance. First, we need to understand the definition of this term in this study before we go further. The first term is school leadership. School leadership in this study does not refer only to the principal, however, it refers to the whole management team, including the board of directors, vice principal, and heads of departments. Alright, the second term is teachers' motivation. It refers to the teacher's desire and attitude to achieve the school shared goal. As known, there are some factors that influence teachers' motivation, such as job satisfaction, recognition, and leaders' support. In addition, we can explore other factors throughout the study once we collect data from the respondents. Alright, the third term is teachers' performance. Teachers' performance refers to the overall outcome of teachers' success in their professional growth and in producing student achievement. Alright, let's move to the next slide. It's an introduction. Okay, based on the Malaysian Education Blueprint 2013 to 2025, the government plans to transform education to meet the international standard as to respond to the demand of the 21st century. With this, the school leaders must aware of the current educational transformation so that they know how to deal with the challenging situation and current problem, which means it urged the leaders to be effective and supportive in many situations. Alright, if we refer to the past literature, it stated that leadership is related to the principal only. However, in this study, it related to the whole management team and also the heads of department. Then, teachers' motivation, also stated in the past literature, is influenced by leadership style. However, among the 20 literature studied, all of them studied the leadership topic that is done in other countries. And only a few studied this variable in Malaysia, especially in Kedah. Thus, the researcher is called to study this topic and hope it can contribute to the existing literature. Alright, next, let's see what is the problem statement for this study. The researcher found that lack of the leader support to teachers can affect teachers' motivation. And it can also lead to poor performance from teachers. This is the problem statement for this study. Alright, next. Let's move on to research objectives. Okay, what are the research objectives for this study? The first one is to explore the factors that impact teachers' motivation. The second one is to explore leadership role on teachers' performance. The third one is to discover strategies that can enhance teachers' motivation and performance. For the research question, what are the key factors that influence teachers' motivation? To what extent does leadership role impact teachers' motivation? Number 3, what strategies should the school leaders take to enhance teachers' motivation and performance? These objectives will guide the researcher to collect data that can answer the research question. Alright, let's see the literature review. Based on past literature, school leadership has become a common phenomenon that's studied by many researchers. especially related to teachers' motivation and performance. Secondly, the literature also found that transformational leadership is the most effective leadership style compared to other leadership styles. Whereas in terms of teachers' motivation, literature found that motivation determines the school function. As we know, teachers' motivation is influenced by many factors, and some of these factors are related to the school leaders in managing the school, such as maintaining teachers' emotion. Thus, teachers need the support from the leaders to maintain and enhance their motivation. Okay. Now, when we see for teachers' performance, past literature revealed that frequent changes in leadership affect teachers' performance. Teachers might not be able to cope with the new style that implemented by the new leaders, and it might affect their performance in the school. Teachers' performance influenced by teachers' competence. Competence here refers to the teacher's ability to accomplish tasks successfully. Alright, now we move on to theoretical framework. Here there are 3 theories that are used in this study. The first one is trait theory of leadership. Second one is Vail's theory of management. The third one is goal setting theory of motivation. Okay. Trait theory of leadership. This theory believes that leaders are born with specific characteristics, and those characteristics are inherited and they are not learned. Okay, this theory also emphasizes on the effectiveness of the leadership in many situations. This means the leaders are evaluated on how they lead their followers and handle the school matters effectively. Okay, the second one is Vail's theory of management. This theory emphasizes on the importance of teachers' welfare. This means the leaders must know how to connect to the teachers emotionally. This theory also used in this study to explore the management function of the leaders, such as planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. Okay, the third one of the theory used for this study is goal setting theory of motivation. This theory believes that teachers are willing to work hard. Okay, if the goal is communicated clearly by the leaders. Secondly, it believes also that teachers need feedback as motivation to perform. They need the leaders to motivate them to perform better. Normally, every year, teachers' performance will be evaluated by school leaders to know where the teachers stand. This includes the teachers' progress, behavior, and competence. Besides, through this evaluation, teachers will know what is expected from them so that they can improve themselves for the better. Alright, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, there are 10 traits of effective leadership that described by McEwan. The first one is the communicator. To be effective leaders, they must know how to communicate effectively to their team members, including to communicate emotionally and communicate their expectation wisely. Okay, the second one is the educator. To be effective leaders, they must be the educator as well. Leaders must believe everyone can learn. They must believe that the teachers can improve performance and students, and also they can to achieve the success in learning. Okay, the third one here is the envisioner. The leaders must be prepared for the upcoming challenges. This means Leaders must be creative in finding solution to the problem arise in the school, or be prepared mentally and physically towards the current challenges. Okay, number 4 is the change master. Here, the leaders need to develop opportunities for team members so that the team can develop for the better that will contribute to the organizational success. Right. Number 5 is the activator. To be effective leaders, they need to mobilize their team to achieve the target. These type of leaders are supportive and hardworking and always aim the best for their team. Okay, the character builder. The character builder means the leaders need to become a role model for their followers. They are the moral leader who uphold the value, respect others, and consistent with their words and action. This leadership style is practiced by charismatic leader. Alright, now let's move on to the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework in this study portrays the variable relationship between school leadership, teachers, motivation, and teachers' performance. The study also focused on the leadership impact towards teachers' motivation and performance. The study comprising one independent variable with two dependent variable. Okay, the school leadership is as independent variable, whereas teachers' motivation and performance are two dependent variable for this study. Now let's move on to research methodology. The study adopts a phenomenological design. It describes participants' shared common phenomena. This by Creswell and Creswell 2018. Okay. The study adopts in-depth interview. In this study, the respondent experienced the common phenomena related to the school leadership. It means teachers who work in the same school are assumed to have similar experiences but different perception. Okay. The study adopts in-depth interview. This interview is conducted online or face-to-face based on the current COVID-19 situation. If it is online, so the Google Meet platform will be used. Based on the research, teachers use this platform since the pandemic starts. Alright. For the sample, it consists of 30 senior teachers who have worked for 5 years in that particular school. Okay. Respondent also are informed that their particulars are kept anonymous. Alright. Let's move to the next slide. Okay. Here, 10 private schools will be selected. The 30 multiracial respondents are randomly selected, which includes Malay, Chinese, and Indian race. Other nationalities also selected to add more opinion and perception towards the school leadership. Okay, then the in-depth interview will be recorded. Data will be saved in Google Drive for safety and easy access. Data also will be coded and teamed to ease the reporting process. Then the last one is triangulation. Triangulation is used to test the validity and reliability. It's used in this study. In this study, two triangulation will be used: theory triangulation and data source triangulation. Theory triangulation because the combination of three theories are adopted. Okay, theory of leadership, value theory of management, and goal theory of motivation. Whereas for the data source triangulation, it is used because the data will be collected from 30 teachers of different schools. The timing and location is also different that might influence the data outcomes. Okay, now let's move on to conclusion. Okay. From all this, we can conclude that, okay, firstly, leaders play a crucial role in school. Therefore, they need to know what factors motivate teachers so that they perform better. Secondly, having good effective leaders is a blessing to an organization because they can shape a conducive working environment to their employees and effective leaders. They also will get full support from the followers. Okay. Thirdly, studies prove that the leaders are school success factor that influence teachers' growth and teachers' motivation. Fourthly, school leaders must enhance teachers' motivation. Okay. Fifthly, transformational leadership is the most effective among all leadership styles based on past literature. Okay. Number 6, theoretical framework helps leaders identify strategies to enhance teachers' motivation and performance. All right. For the references, the researcher includes the recent research article that starts from 2017 up to 2021, and the articles are peer-reviewed. Peer-reviewed means the article have been read and reviewed by the expert in the same field. The researcher also include the ebook related to research, especially written by Creswell. The researcher also referred to the module provided by OUM for further understanding. Then the references are written in APA style. Okay, here are some references that are written in APA style. Here are the sample of the references. Okay, that's all for today presentation, and thank you very much for listening.